Today, in this segment, there is a grand opening and open house of a new facility that's going to be opening up today, a sober living home for men, The Bridge. And joining us, we have Vaughn Klontz. Vaughn, good morning to you.
Good morning.
And we've got Bob Mayberry. Good to see you, Bob.
Good morning, Gene.
And Noel Okasako.
Yeah, that's me.
Did I do that right?
Yep.
Okay, good. Good to see you guys again. And where do we want to begin? What do we want to kind of start out and describe what The Bridge and the group that you guys are associated with, and maybe a little bit about what you guys do, and who gets to go first? They're all pointing at you, Vaughn.
I guess so. The Bridge is a sober living home for men. We'll be taking clients that come out of a secular rehab that have went through a program to where they're 28 days clean, 30 days clean. They'll need to go through a screening process. After the screening process, they'll be accepted into the facility. And once they're accepted into the facility, they'll have very consistent daily routines. They'll have to set goals for, what they want to obtain. They're free. They can actually live at the Bridge for up to a year or longer, depending on what their personal goals are and where they want to be and what they want to accomplish.
Okay. Are these men that have families, that have children, or have been in a relationship, or what's that status?
Yeah, we take clients of all ages, and some do have families. We thought that it was important to open a men's home, first, because there'll be a lot of training for the men to learn how to be a dad, to be the head of the house, to be a man. In today's culture, we've kind of been stripped of our masculinity and different things, and we just want to make sure that when they re-enter the family situation, that they're ready for those responsibilities and those roles.
That is great. Bob, you're part of the group of folks here in town that really wanted to bring this type of facility to Artesia, right?
Yes, we several years ago, Vaughn and Carla started Celebrate Recovery, and working with people who have all sorts of addictions, not just drug or alcohol, but have habits and hang-ups and just issues they're dealing with. And as we worked with that, we became concerned as you see people coming out of rehab. A lot of them come out of rehab and have no place to go. They go back to a home life, or maybe their parents are using, or their brothers and sisters are using, and they're back with the same friends, back in the same areas, and they don't succeed in that sort of atmosphere. And the purpose of these homes is to give them, like Vaughn said, a structured place to live, a place where they're responsible. They're required to have a job. They pay rent. It's not a handout at all. They support themselves and they build their own life back. Many of them, by the time they've been through such addiction and gone through rehab, they've lost any sense of their own identity. They may not have a driver's license anymore. They may not have some of the qualifications they need to get a job. We'll help them get that, and they need to have a job within a week or two of when they get in this home. It's about building a life back and having someone there, and Noel will be there living in the home, someone that holds them responsible, and someone that says, no, you will get up and go to work today. You will. You will be back here tonight, and there's random drug testing. I mean, it's not a free ride at all. It's a place for people who are really serious about rebuilding their lives, but may not have the resources they need to do that in the situation they're currently in.
Okay. And Noel, you're going to be the manager or the on-site manager for the facility in Artesia?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll be the house manager there.
Okay.
I'll be working on a daily basis with the guys, making sure that they accomplish what they set out to do, and just be there to mentor and to coach, keep them on track, celebrate when they celebrate their goals and their victories, and be there when they've got maybe some setbacks or when they mourn for something, and just be active in their lives.
Very good. And you've had experience in this.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your background and how you got started in all this.
Well, I'm a recovering addict myself. I've got about 12 years clean. Just in a few days now, I'll have 12 years, which is amazing. I never saw myself at 12 years, but I'm originally from Hawaii. And so when I got clean in Hawaii, I knew that my mission in life now was to help others find that same path. You know, there's so many, I mean, the statistics are crazy that they're still out there, you know, and not too many people do make it to the other side. And I figured, why me, you know? And I thought, you know what, if I can do this, other people got to know that they can do it too. So that's the way I've been called out. And hopefully we'll be able to help a lot of people here
Sure.
also find that path.
Yeah. Hawaii to Artesia, Carlsbad, that's
Yes.
quite a journey.
It sure is.
Any stops in between? Or
New York.
Wow.
Yeah, Texas, Arizona, the Philippines. Yeah, I've lived in those places, but always been involved in recovery, in some type of recovery work, just to keep myself grounded and know that I just do it one day at a time as well. You know, if I don't keep my guard up and I don't stay plugged in with these folks that celebrate recovery and with positive people in my life, I can be right back there at day one again.
so having men to work with, you're not only there to help them, but in a way, seeing them go through their process helps you.
Yes, that is one of the main focuses that allows me to grow and allows my character to be strengthened as well. It's a very, very big part of my recovery.
Wow. So let's talk about where the sober living home will be located in Artesia. Vaughn, I think there's an address.
It's at 808 West Grand Avenue, and
I wrote everything down but Grand.
808 West Grand.
Uh-huh.
And I think, as you had mentioned before, we will have the grand opening and an open house today starting at 4 o'clock. There'll be food and stuff to drink. We'd love to invite the entire community to the bridge. Also, I'd like to mention that we are working hand in hand with Carlsbad Lifehouse. So it's kind of a joint effort between the bridge in Artesia and the Lifehouse in Carlsbad. And one of the greatest things of working with Phil and his group in Carlsbad is Phil has a huge group of resources that we can tap to help the community of Artesia as well. Phil and the Lifehouse program, they actually have a detox center, doctors, nurses. So if there is an issue with addiction and very active addiction, we can get those people to Carlsbad, get them into detox. They have on-site facilities at the Lifehouse in Carlsbad, and we're able to get them, back to a somewhat normal state and bring them back down with medication, with psychiatric care, inpatient care, outpatient care. There's also Via de Esperanza that Lifehouse is affiliated with, that they run, which is I believe it's a 30-day rehab program. And after they graduate that program, they're free to choose a sober living home in Carlsbad, or if they have to get out of their familiar playground and their familiar playmates, they can relocate to Artesia.
Okay.
And kind of start over in a different area.
And be separated from some of those influences.
Exactly.
And things that are affecting them. And again, the men that are going to be living here have been through
Yes.
a rehab program, or maybe multiple times they've been through a rehab
That's
program.
one of the requirements when you start making application in the screening process. Then, you've already been through a successful rehabilitation program to where you're clean when you move into one of the homes. So
Yeah.
when they move in, get ready to go to work.
Wow.
Get ready to start changing.
Bob, let me ask you this. Facilities like this don't run completely on volunteer and charity. There's funding that's involved. How is the bridge in Artesia, how organization funded?
You know, to purchase the home, we've had tremendous backing from people. We've had foundations that have backed us, and individuals and churches here in town. My goodness, when we announced that we had a home purchased and ready to start operating, we had donations, people just showing up at the door, dropping linens and bedding and things off that we needed,
It was
pots
remarkable.
and pans. And Lakeview Christian Home in Carlsbad gave us beds and dressers and furniture for all the bedrooms. It's an amazing town, and you know that, and everything we've needed has just shown up since we opened. We do, the three of us are sitting here, but my goodness, Carla, Vaughn's wife, and Sandra, my wife, and Shirley Garner
Surely.
has
yeah.
been they put in a tremendous number of hours and a lot of work. But as you know, most things in this town, if you're doing a good job in helping people, money just shows up.
Yeah.
It's a great community to be in because of that.
It does. It really does, and it's quite amazing. Noel, what are some of the? We've got about 2 minutes left here. What are some of the first processes that you go through with the men when they come into the home and they move in? Is there like, this is the first thing you need to get this thing started and working properly?
Well, I think the most important thing to remember is that these guys that are coming in to the house from a rehab, they're working their program. These are the ones that have already made it through their 30 days and want their recovery. Now, they may not necessarily know the right path to get there. You know, it may not be linear, but that's what we're there for. You know, we're there for to teach and to guide. And when they're working their program, it's such a beautiful thing. You know, you can kind of tell the guys that are just there, just going through the motions. But the ones that really want it, sometimes they lack the skills, the basic skills that they need. Life skills, you know, how to balance a checkbook, how to manage their anger, how to set all of those things so that when they come, we can identify those problems. And that's one of the first things we do. We identify them, and then we work with them. And the big thing is we do with and not for. You know, we can't do it for you. You're going to be doing this, you know. So in the end, you can take credit for this, but I'll do it with you, you know.
That's great. So the grand opening and open house today, 4 to 6, 808 West Grand, here in Artesia, New Mexico. Is there any last words?
Yeah.
Just real quick, I'd like to tell the community, if there's a special talent that you possess, something that might help someone out, you know, in the future, you know, in their walk and growth, we would ask that you talk to us this afternoon at open house. If you enjoy cooking, you can teach guys how to cook. Like Noel had mentioned, the life skills. If you're good at balancing that checkbook, how to set a budget, financial planning, how to save money, you know, keep more than you're spending and stuff.
Come to the open house.
Come to the open house.
Reach out.
Get with Bob, Noel, or myself, and
Okay.
yeah.
Excellent. Gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you, Gene.
Thank you, Gene.
Best of success with the program. I think it's much needed, and glad you guys are bringing it here. And the open house again, 808 West Grand.
Thanks.
Sure.
All right,
Thank you.
thanks a lot. This is KSVP.